This old guy DIY video has to do with the technique that I use to put a little drain line into a 2-track. So the hot chick that lets me deer hunt at her property has this little 2-track, and when there is a lot of rain, she has this one spot that gets low and mucky, and she doesn't like the vehicles being covered with mud and getting almost stuck going through here. So she asked me if I'd take a look at it. So I came down here today and I just took a shovel and I dug a trench out for this piece of 4-inch perforated tubing that has the fabric around it to keep the dirt out. And then on this end that's on the uphill side, when I go to close that off, rather than buying a cap for it, I just take the carpet knife and cut it in 4 places. Then I fold the 2 sides over each other, fold the 2 ends over each other, and just put one drywall screw there in the end to hold the thing closed so you don't get chipmunks and stuff crawling on that end. And then I'll pull the fabric back over the end. Then I'll put the fabric down in the trench. And then to keep this thing from walking up, after I have the 4-inch perforated pipe in the trench, I'm going to cover it with number 6 pond stone. So I went to the local stone place and I got some number 6 drain stone, and they charged $20 a ton for this. So I got 3,000 pounds, it cost me a whopping $30. And my technique now is lay the pipe in the trench, then I have this landscape fabric, and I'm going to throw the landscape fabric over the top and then put the stone on top of that. By having the landscape fabric on top, it prevents this little pipe from walking up from under the stone, because this particular stone is designed to drain, so it doesn't lock together very well with itself. And if you don't put a surface over it like that landscape fabric, you may well end up in a couple years with the pipe popping out, and then you have to come back, dig the trench again, and do it all over. So by putting this landscape fabric on there first, I should be able to seal this thing up once and for all. This is what it looks like with the pipe laid beneath the landscape fabric before I start putting the stone on. A piece of landscape fabric is about 12 feet long here by 6 feet wide. So that should give me plenty of downforce on this little pipe. Now it's just a matter of spreading the stone. When applying the stone, I put it right along the pipe first, so it'll pull that landscape fabric down and kind of anchor the pipe. So the technique is like a line of cheese whiz on a Ritz cracker. But now that I have that little trough along the pipe laid in, it's just a matter of taking the rest of this stone and getting it out here onto this landscape fabric. This is what the finished product looks like for today. It took me about 30 minutes, including stopping to film a little bit. And in case you ever asked yourself, how much does a scoop of number 6 drain stone weigh? Well, it took me 100 scoops. And without going to Chat GPT artificial intelligence, I can tell you that 3,000 pounds divided by 100 scoops is 30 pounds per scoop. So I was just using your run-of-the-mill farm shovel from Menards. This was a tool that did the job. So 100 scoops, and 30 minutes later, this is where we are. So I'll run over this a couple of times now with my truck. I suspect that she'll drive over it a few times in the next few days, and then either she or I will come down here with a rake and finish it off a little bit. But for now, her low spot that often gets mucky has turned into a little gravel pit. I'm back at the little drain today, and what I learned with this number 6 drain stone is basically, yeah, it's designed to drain water. So it's like having a bunch of marbles here. And when you drive over it with a truck, all the stuff does is move out of the way, make trenches. So what I'm going to do right now is rake it up. And then I bought some number 6 limestone, is here in the trailer. And this number 6 indicates the size. You can see that these things have flat sides on them from where they were crushed. So when I throw this on top of the drain stone, this stuff will actually lock together as you drive over it, make a decent driving surface. But we'll have the number 6 drain stone, the marbles effectively, down beneath it. I'm back here for round 3. After throwing the number 6 limestone on top of the number 6 drain stone, this pile of stone still rolled all over and tried to escape. So when a vehicle drove through, it was kind of like driving through the bouncy ball thing at McDonald's. So some people missed My little wooden runways here is like going into the car wash, they said. So what I've done today is I came down and I dug out the stones here and I lengthened my cross members from 16 inches to 24, and I'm adding a third 12-foot 2x8. So no matter what size vehicle comes through here or how inexperienced the driver, they should be able to hit it. If they line up that track over there on the left, the right wheel will fall on one of these wooden boards no matter what happens. So when I started out with this thing, I thought I had a great idea putting a little pipe in and then the number 6 drain stone, but that stuff rolled around like marbles. Then I threw the number 6 limestone on top, and that still wouldn't mate with the number 6 drain stone. This pile just kept getting bigger. So then I put the 12-foot 2x8s with the cross members in there. Some people complained about those because they couldn't line them up and hit them. So now I'm back today digging it out one more time, adding the third 2x8, and I'll move this thing down flush with the stones, and hopefully this will be my last discussion regarding this little thing. This is what the cross members look like on the back of my 12-footers. This is what the finished product looks like. And I measured 6 feet from the outside of this board to the outside of this board. So basically you have 7 feet wide. And I measured the width between the tires on her Tahoe, and that was 6 feet. So basically if she runs the outside board on the left, she'll be on the second board here on the right. That little guy in the middle is just to catch the people that are scared or small sedans with narrow wheelbases. So I hope you enjoyed this little video. Maybe the idea helps you make a cost-effective little bridge over a wet spot out in the woods. So if you haven't subscribed, please do, and I hope you have a great day.